I think there are several ways in which, right, the distinction between the fundamental and applied sciences tends to blur a little bit, right? I think even for theoreticians, right, these days it's quite rare to be a pen and paper physicist, basically. There are very few actual living researchers now whose work primarily goes through just writing down equations and trying to solve them by hand, right? Most of the work that goes around tends to rely to some degree on computer simulations, computer analysis. And so I think everyone in physics, even theoretical physics, has to gain some understanding of software engineering, basically. We're all, and unfortunately, we're not really necessarily taught how to do it, so sometimes we're very bad software engineers, but we are, to some degree, software engineers, right?
Yeah.
And I think in the same way, there are many interactions between, and that's especially true with astronomy, actually. There is an enormous amount of interaction with the people designing the actual, telescopes or the satellites that we'll be sending out into space to gather the data, because ultimately this is a task that an engineer can't do on his own, because the task is so specialized, right, that it requires permanent input from the people who will be using the system, right? So no observational astronomer can afford to be entirely without some working knowledge of how his telescope works, right? And that's something which I think is quite key.